More drama in Dolton. Credit card transactions amounting to thousands of dollars.
To see what it looks like to come out of controversy and to come out of all the hatred.
Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dolton, a small village just 22 miles outside of Chicago, has reportedly hit rock bottom. Once notorious for her controversial actions and leadership, Henyard is now making headlines for a very different reason: financial ruin. Rumor has it that she's as broke as can be, despite once living a life of luxury. To stay afloat, she's allegedly launched a GoFundMe campaign, seeking a staggering $10 million to dig herself out of this financial hole. Meanwhile, creditors are closing in, filing lawsuits to recover what they're owed, and the situation doesn't look promising. Residents of Dolton, whom she failed during her tenure, are also bearing the brunt of her downfall, as the village struggles under the weight of her leadership's consequences. Tiffany Henyard's financial crisis is spiraling, with her mountain of debt now the focus of public outrage. It all came to light in March 2024, when it was revealed that Henyard had misused taxpayer money to fund her personal, extravagant lifestyle. She treated Dolton's budget like her own personal bank account, spending freely with little regard for the consequences. Unlike celebrities who squander their own wealth, Tiffany was recklessly blowing through taxpayer funds, leaving residents furious. One resident's anger was captured during a heated meeting. "You lied to us as residents. You do not stand for me, and I want you to step down as mayor today to save our village from the deficit you caused." Dolton, now struggling to pay its own bills, is in dire financial straits, and Henyard's personal debt crisis only worsens the situation. The taxpayer money she squandered on her lavish lifestyle is just the tip of the iceberg.
It's costing taxpayers a lot of money with few details about how it benefits the communities she serves.
Tiffany Henyard's financial mismanagement didn't stop with misusing public funds. She also took out millions in personal loans that she now can't repay. As a result, she's teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. While she was living the high life, Dolton was falling apart. Rumor has it the town is in such deep debt that even the police department's vehicles are on the verge of being repossessed. Henyard's reckless spending of taxpayer money didn't stop there. She was allegedly involved in some shady side schemes as well. One of the most notorious involved Section 8 housing, a program designed to help low-income families secure decent housing. Instead of maintaining the properties, she reportedly pocketed the Section 8 payments without making any repairs and blew the money on trips to Vegas. The extent of her misdeeds has left both her personal finances and the town of Dolton in shambles.
So they have no idea why township taxpayers picked up that bill.
Tiffany Henyard's time as mayor of Dolton is now part of a much larger story of mismanagement, corruption, and neglect. Sworn to improve the lives of Dolton's residents, she instead prioritized her own lavish lifestyle while ignoring her duties. Once her actions were exposed, people didn't hold back. As one frustrated resident put it, "The mayor has money to go to Vegas, but not to pay the village's debts, and that's just wrong. It's a shame the people here have to suffer because of this behavior." Every time someone takes a closer look at Dolton's situation, they uncover more issues tied to Henyard's leadership. It's as if she completely forgot her responsibility to serve the community, choosing instead to enrich herself. But one thing was clear: Tiffany knew exactly where to allocate the budget, straight into her own interests, while the town continued to fall apart around her.
$40,000 at Amazon. What a slap in the face.
While all this chaos simmered beneath the surface, Tiffany Henyard continued acting like everything was perfectly fine, making decisions for Dolton as if nothing was wrong. Maybe she thought she could keep her misconduct hidden, but it didn't take long for the FBI to step in. Now they're heavily involved in her finances, and what they're uncovering isn't looking good. The FBI has launched a serious criminal investigation into Tiffany's financial dealings, issuing subpoenas for everything from her personal transactions to the entire financial history of the town. They're digging deep, and what they're finding is explosive. Tiffany's time in office is under intense scrutiny, and the truth is beginning to unravel at a rapid pace.
And now we've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses.
It turns out Tiffany Henyard's reckless spending didn't end with Vegas trips. The investigation revealed that she allegedly used taxpayer funds for a variety of personal luxuries, including high-end cars and a security detail that would make a Hollywood star envious. It's as if she believed being mayor gave her an unlimited personal expense account. Now she's asking for help, but social media isn't having it. One commenter said, "She put herself in this mess so she can get herself out. How dare she ask people to help her? Nope, I'm not donating 1 cent to her." Another added, "She's got over $300,000 in income and can't pay her bills. Now she's begging for money." As for Tiffany, her public image has taken a massive hit. Denying the allegations did nothing to improve her situation, but instead of laying low or showing any humility, she's still stirring up more trouble, refusing to take responsibility, and shifting blame onto others while the town tries to figure out how to survive the mess she created.
Power grab. That's all it is.
Apparently, all the money Tiffany Henyard was throwing around wasn't even hers. She was borrowing from every direction, and now creditors are knocking on her door. Lawsuits are piling up like bills she can't afford. But rather than face the music, she's allegedly turning to the internet, asking ordinary people to bail her out and save her from bankruptcy. As one source put it, Mayor Henyard is on an island of lawlessness, doing what benefits her personally and politically instead of following the law and looking out for the village of Dolton and its residents. The worst part? She allegedly used public property as collateral for her personal loans, assets that weren't even hers to gamble with in the first place. Once the truth came to light, locals were furious, and they didn't take it lightly.
I wish the FBI is around the corner so they can come and raid this place because all of y'all deserve to go to jail.
Just when you thought Tiffany Henyard couldn't get any more desperate, she pulls a jaw-dropping move, launching a GoFundMe page. Yes, the same woman who blew through shocking amounts of taxpayer money on personal luxuries like Amazon splurges is now asking for donations. She's apparently trying to save herself from total financial ruin. It seems that the fame and power went to her head, leading her down a reckless path. Now, not only is Dolton in a financial crisis, but Tiffany herself is reportedly broke. However, given her track record of scheming, many believe this is her last-ditch effort to scam the public before disappearing for good, possibly to spend a few decades on some distant island.
People will always try to stop things they cannot control. That's what it's all about.
It seems Tiffany Henyard is planning a vanishing act, needing a hefty sum in her pocket to skip town, or possibly even flee the country. After the investigation exposed her outrageous spending habits, including extravagant Amazon purchases and an $88,000 bill for makeup in 2023, Tiffany vanished into thin air, likely fearing the fallout from her reckless misuse of funds. As one trustee noted, "The last bank statement I received was in September of last year, and we were $7 million in debt at that time." Naturally, people are starting to wonder if there's more going on beneath the surface. Some suspect this GoFundMe campaign is just her final attempt to play the sympathy card, hoping to make everyone forget the shady dealings she's been involved in. Others think she's financially ruined and bold enough to beg for donations online, despite her reputation. Either way, Henyard's desperation is clear, and the town is left picking up the pieces.
Because what she's doing is totally unorthodox.
But here's the thing. The people of Dolton aren't about to let Tiffany Henyard off that easily. They remember every dollar that belonged to the town but ended up funding her lavish makeup and clothing expenses. While she's out here trying to play the victim and get people to feel sorry for her, the town remains in a crisis she created. And yet, in all this chaos, Tiffany still believes she's the one who needs financial help, boldly asking for donations despite the havoc she's caused. Shockingly, she's managed to rake in around $115,000 through her GoFundMe campaign. There are still a few who seem to buy into her shameless act. But a quick glance at social media shows a different story, with little to no support or sympathy. One person wrote, "The fact that she isn't in prison yet is just as bad as all the crimes she's committed." Another user added, "How dare she ask the people she stole from to bail her out of $10 million in debt? The delusion. She belongs in prison, and it's way past time." Despite the disaster she created with her own decisions, Tiffany is still hoping to climb out of this mess on the backs of hardworking people. Good luck with that, because her schemes are now out in the open. What do you think of the aftermath of her so-called leadership and this desperate attempt to raise funds? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my other videos.